Well, guys, we have done Tottenham recently. We have done Crystal Palace. It's time to do another team that's down there in the ropeys position. And to say that Southampton is most likely going to get relegated would be an understatement. They have currently mastered only 4 points from 11 games, worse than Wolves, worse than Crystal Palace, worse than Ipswich, worse than Leicester. Tottenham, had a shaky start. Um, Southampton are probably the worst team in the league by a long stretch. They just have like no sign of life. And history have an FA Cup. They have a few little trophies here, but nothing major in the league. I would say their best player, hmm, Ramsdale probably. Very good signing in that was Ramsdale, because he's very good in the game. Maybe I can save them as we have a good goalkeeper. It's gonna be interesting though because they do have a big squad. We have updated database. So, yeah, I think they have some decent players, but it's going to be tough. Kyle Walker-Peters is good. Um, we have Ramsdale. This guy's pretty good. Yeah, so those are the good players. They have Cameron Archer, who's actually a good striker in the game. So, yeah, they have quite a few players, and I think Tyler Dibbins is one of their youth prospects that have scored throughout the season already. But as you can see, if we go preview, 600 to 1 odds to get relegated, and if we go into team detail, oh, well, we can't yet, but we have just got them promoted in this database, so they don't really have the money to compete with the big boys. We have 24 million. I won't touch that just to make it kind of realistic in a sense. Let's see what happens in season 1. Hey guys, it is the Southampton. We're in January because it's gonna be a little tougher uh, because we're playing at Southampton. Let's have a look at the schedule. We started, we lost. I mean, that's a tricky start. Come on, Tottenham. We lost to them. We lost Manchester United. We beat Man City somehow, but then we are getting a lot of wins. Lost to Colchester in the second round. Beat Everton. Lost to Liverpool. Beat Fulham. Beat Chelsea. Wow. We beat Bournemouth. Beat Wolves. Lost to Brentford. Lost to Crystal Palace. Lost to Aston Villa. Wow. Beat Arsenal. What is going on? We are actually playing well. We are sat. We're sat in fourth. In fourth. Oh, this is the tactic that I'm running, by the way. Um, Complete forward, advance forward. We're playing quite an offensive tactic. As you can see, I put some instructions on all our players. We're playing attacking. We are playing. Yeah, we're playing football. We're doing our best. We won the Friendly Cup final against Udinese, um, but I don't think we can get relegated anymore. 37 points. We're challenging for an European spot out of nowhere. Adam Armstrong having a great season. Harvwood is having a great season as well. Ben actually having a lot of player of the match performances. It is beautiful to see how we are playing very nice football. We are predict. We started off, and I like to say we started off slow, and we're kind of staying there, which is very pretty pretty cool. Pretty cool, I will say. Um, can we finish up there? We have a few players wanting to leave or unhappy, but we're in January because we're doing so well. I might not. I might just skip and just go to June to find out what has happened. Hey guys, we are back and it's the end of the season. We did not purchase anyone. You saw how we were and where we were. We had a really tough end to the season. We did make it all the way to the FA Cup semi-final, losing on penalty to Arsenal, but we have finished in 10th which is very solid. 54 points. I'm very pleased. Our end of season was absolutely terrible. We lost. We chucked it away at the end there. We lost how many games in a row? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So lost 8 games in a row. A lot of the club atmosphere is awful at this point. But we have to move a lot of these guys on because they're not good enough to be playing. We had one good season. It's time to clear the house as the atmosphere is terrible. But I think the board probably back me as finishing in 10th for this team that just got promoted is incredible. And also 3 big boys got relegated, which will definitely enable me to pick up some players. We have 70 million. Let's see how we can spin this off season. Hello guys and welcome back to another season of Southampton. Last year we finished in 10th. Pretty overachievement in my opinion. 3 big teams got relegated. So let's look at our signings because we did sign a lot of players. Our first signing, Jason Smith, just a 16-year-old I found who I think could be potential. Danilo, 24 million, our first signing from a club that got relegated. Danilo's a great player, great defensive midfielder. He's only 24. And we bought Pizarro, a 22-year-old who is just as good as Danilo in that position. And then did we sell some players? We sold some players. And then we went to the freebies. Snipan was the other transfer that we actually paid money for. We loaned him back to Rosborg because we need him to get some game time. We did sell a few more players, including Ryan Manning, who missed training and made some people upset. Okay, the freebies. Leonardo Leo, a pretty good left wing back. James McAtee, a pretty good attacking midfielder who can also play on the center, can also play on the right. He's English, so he's very good. Nelson Viper, actually a young striker who I think has a lot of potential. He scored 7 goals for Mainz in the Bundesliga, but he comes to Southampton now. And then we bought in Dej Semp, who is a right wing back. He is also English, so that's good. And then we have Antonio Armando Broja, who is another player who's English. Didn't really do much at Chelsea, so we pick him up on a free. Not much money on his wages, so if he doesn't, play very well for us, we can always sell him, probably for a profit. And then the last signing, probably one of the other best signings, Sambi Lokanga comes to Southampton. So our formation, we keep the same formation. It over exceeded expectations last season. So we're going to continue with the same because I thought about changing it, but I feel like we have some really good defense midfielders in Danilo, in Downs, and then we have on the right we have Squara, we have Peters, we have a lot of competition and central defenders. I mean, I'm very happy with this trio of defense. And then on the right, Broja can play there, James McAtee, Samuel can play there. So I feel like we have plenty of options. Up front, we have Cameron Archer. Honestly, I tried to sell some of these players, but none of them got any offers. So we have a pretty bloated squad for what we want. We still have 41 million. So yeah, we did basically spend about 35 million. So it wasn't that much money being spent, and we are predicted to finish in 15th. Let's see how we can do this season with this same formation, some better players maybe. Let's see what happens in this season. Hello guys, and welcome back. Season 2 of Southampton has been finished. As you can see, we kept the same lineup, made some big signings. Not spending much money though. Let's have a look how we have done. It's a 3rd place finish. I would have not thought about that. I'll be honest with you. 3rd place in 2 years. Absolutely unbelievable. Ipswich, Luton, Burnley getting relegated. Aston Villa getting Champions League. We are getting Champions League football. Have we won a cup? Semi-final by Liverpool and 4th round. Liverpool went and won it as well. Yeah, not bad by us, not bad. Liverpool won both the cups. Who won the Champions League though? Because we won the Champions League we're getting in the Champions League this season, but who won the Champions League? Who won the Champions League? Pardon me. Let's look at the schedule. Arsenal did win that, so Man City won the league and nothing else. We finished in third place. Crazy that we finished in third. Past positions shows a really steady team in the top. We were top six for a while. We managed to, beat them to the post there at the end. Very happy with that. 11 assists from Adam Armstrong. Again, he has come up huge for me. And our best 11 changed a lot. Roja got in there, Danilo got in there, Pizarro. Um, Still very similar team, but this team should be nowhere near top three. And for that, I have 89 million. The board are really backing me. We have a lot of money and we have a lot of players who hopefully will be leaving because we have a lot of contracts coming up, and I don't think any of these players actually played many games. Zero, zero. Yeah, these players. I'm happy to let them go. Look, selection. Ben with 17 goals. Adam Armstrong with 14 and 12. Cameron Archer with 13. Broja with 13. Leno with 9. Wow, from left wing back. It's 9 goals and 9 assists. Samuel with 7 and 8. Pizarro with 6 and 7. Sugawara 5 and 0. Danilo with 4 goals. Nelson Viper played 4 games, 4 appearances, 2 goals. So even he played really well. We had a lot of players that really didn't play many games at all, which is why we'll be seeking to be letting a lot of players go in this window. But I am very pleased. I am very pleased. Finishing in third. I couldn't be happier. So we come in and we are strong. We have a higher reputation now. So we should be looking at targeting some big boys. Let's see what happens. Hey guys, we are back and it's season 3. We are already a very big competitor, finishing in 10th and 3rd last season. This season we're predicted in 10th, but we'll see why. Let's get into our transfers. Sold quite a few players. 34 million for Ben, mediocre player. Flynn, another mediocre player. Wellington, not great. But our biggest sale is actually Broja to Liverpool. This guy, 61 million. He scored 10 goals last season, and I sold him for 61 million after getting him on a free. So, yeah. Our first signings were Reece Nelson from Arsenal, 9 million. I think it's a decent signing for someone who can still have a lot of impact. He's English as well. And then we bought a centre back just to strengthen the team. We are in Champions League next season, so we need a bigger squad. He's a good player. And we brought in some more players. Noah as a backup goalkeeper, someone who could potentially inherit from Aaron Ramsdale if he doesn't want to sign his contract. And then we got 2 freebies. Hidoa, who 20-year-old, he looks pretty good. I got him on a free. I'm loaning him out. Lazar, who is our new attacking midfielder, because you're gonna see our tactic change. And then we spend a little bit of money. Zaniolo for 17 million. This guy's insane. For 17 million, he is a bargain. He hasn't been playing his best, but I think he can be a great player. Emmanuel Imega, one of my favorite players in Football Manager. He's 6'5", he's big, he's physical. He can do the job in the advanced forward position. He scored 10 goals for them, but we have a good squad, so I think he'll score more than 10 hopefully. Leif Davids is a left wing back from England, so he gives us a little bit. I like that he has 16 crossing and he has high stamina and natural fitness and work rate, so I think he's going to be a very good backup left wing back. Cheap one too. And then we also bought a 20-year-old striker, more of a gamble, 3 million, see what he can do. And then we found an Paulo Maya as a backup defensive midfielder to kind of take the position of Flynn. So if we see the comparison, him to Flynn, if I can find, they're pretty much very similar. Maya is a little bit better, he's also younger. So The formation is this. It has a little bit of change to it. Now on the best 11, we have a new front four basically and DM. So we definitely strengthened the team. We are trying to pick up one more defender. It might not be this guy, as he has bids by 3 clubs, including Atletico Madrid. But we'll have to see. If it's not him, I might bring one more guy in through the door. But this is the formation we're going with. So let's see what happens.
Hey guys, we are back and it's the end of the season. Season 3. Left it overnight. Let's see how we have done in the Premier League. It's a 6th place finish. Going backwards. Also, we gotta think about European competitions, distracting the team. We lost 11 games, mostly to the big boys. We don't have maybe Nottingham Forest, West Ham, like those are the teams and Fulham, but like I think the other teams are pretty good, and most of them are away. We just lost to Tottenham and Arsenal at home. We won majority of our home games, only home games. Our away at Brentford is the only win, so we need to start winning some away games. But finishing in 6th place is decent. We have Europa League football, so we did not win the Champions League. Let's see how we have done in the competitions. Semi-final of the Champions League. That is that is pretty good, if you ask me. Southampton's first season back, lost to Real Madrid and Young Boys. In round of 16, PSV we absolutely smashed them. Quarterfinals we beat Inter. Semi-finals we faced Manchester United. We lost 3-2 on aggregate, 8-7 on aggregate, 2-3 on the night. Very, very unfortunate. Very close as well. And then Real Madrid have won everything. Third round, pretty disappointing, but Emmanuel Umega with 20 goals, he's up there. So I wonder if we look at team, we allowed 50 goals and we scored 68 goals. So not a lot of goals. We underperformed their XG. We I'm surprised we scored less goals because I think this team is better on paper than the previous team. I think this team is more aggressive, more forward. Maybe in putting this guy in the attacking midfield role and make him. I put him to hold up the ball because I want him to him to come inside, and then he can pass, find more routes. That was my thinking. Interesting to see how that played out. But if we go to selection info and to goals, Nelson Viper, 41 goals out on loan. He is coming back, and I'm gonna give him a chance. 28 goals in the Cyprus League, though it's not the biggest. But Emmanuel Mega with 34 goals. Reece Nelson 14 and 12, good signing. He's proving out to be. And then we have Nicolo Zaniolo with 11 and 7. James McAtee actually played quite a lot of games, 9 and 9. Lazar 8 and 8. Leo still doing pretty well. Kawaka Peters doing pretty well. Some of our loanies doing pretty well. We have Naipan who's coming back, who can be a real addition to the team as well. I think this team is only going to get stronger, so I'm happy. We have a few players who did someone not play. We have quite a lot of players that played no games and are still on payroll. I think I would be happy to get rid of like probably these guys right here. Like quite a few players that I can get rid of and strengthen this team. We do have 95 million still from the previous window, so I'm pretty happy. Lukonga is actually not getting a lot of game time, which is interesting because he should be getting game time, but Maya and Pizarro are keeping him out of the team. But we have to look at average rating as well. James McAtee had a really good season, average rating wise. We did manage to bring in the centre back as well. So yeah, it looks like it was a good season, average rating wise. Some not so good appearances by some of our other players. Lukonga didn't really play very well, but let's see what happens. I'm excited to see how we can take this on. It is season 4 coming up. We have been in Europe. We've got semi-finals, and Mega was actually the top scorer of 14 goals. So can we replicate that and do better in the Premier League? I think the team is starting to know each other. They're starting to build together. They're gonna start meshing better together. I think it's hard to improve this team further. Maybe another attacking midfielder. I thought Lazar was gonna make this position his own, but he has really struggled to make that impact. And then, I mean, he is pretty good. He's pretty good. He has been playing well for me, so there's no reason to replace him. But like, I look at him, and if I can sell him to Saudi for a lot of money, I will, because he's a good player. But I can find someone probably better. So yeah, I think the team is very good as it is, and I think we will keep the team like this for next season mostly. Let's see what happens.
Alright, guys, we are back, and as you can see, our board expectations still top half the table. Predicted finish in ninth. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a competitive season. We're in the Europa League, and the board expectations is to reach the quarterfinal. They want us to do very well in the cups. So we have a lot of money still. But let's go into our transfers because we signed quite a few players. A lot of money being spent. We'll show you guys why. Our first signing was Fabiano Piarzi, an Italian left wing back to strengthen the team. Then we brought in Ebiche Erze as he got relegated with Crystal Palace. He is also homegrown, so that helps the development. Martin Vidic is someone who also got relegated from West Ham. 8 million, I think that's worth the deal. Andre and Mateus Cunha and Joe Gomez. We basically took apart Wolves' team for a very cheap price. Andre, he's very good. Mateus Cunha, nothing to be said about him. He's an expert striker. We did sell quite a few players, as you see on the right. Sam Lukanga got sent, and there's many more. Then we also brought in Franco, who looks very good. Osmandia Bade on a freebie. Great signing, and we also got in this youngster and this youngster on a free, which I'm trying to loan them out. I think they could be crucial in the future if I wanted to do a longer rebuild. But sales, we sold 159 million, 154 million. Sorry, Leno was for 60 million, and if you compare him to our the player that we got in for him, the player that we got in for him is a little bit. It's very similar. They're very similar in age, but I prefer my player. I think he's quicker. He has better defending, better physical. His vision is lower, his attacking is low, but his technical is higher. So I think it is pretty close, and we got better, more money. Victor Pizarro, he's basically very close to Andre and Joe Gomez, but he really wasn't spectacular for us after that last season. Cameron Archer went as well. He uh, didn't score a single goal last season, so I'm hoping that we strengthen this team. Our best 11 looks like this. Diamande fits in. Piarezi goes on the left. We change formation a little bit with an advanced playmaker, but I've put in hold position, um, which is a little bit odd because advanced playmakers would move into channels, but I don't want him to move around too much because I want him to be around this line here. Ramsey is someone who's on trial. We're trying to sign him. Maybe he'll join the club. If not, then Eze will play in that position. We have Omega up front still. So I think this team is definitely better, and our bench it looks a little bit stronger. So excited to see what happens. We are spending a lot more on payroll. So if we compare our payroll to other teams' payroll, which we can't see, we can only see at the end of the season. But we are in the Champions in Europa League. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully, we can bring a trophy home.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to season 4. I had to kind of resimulate this because we had a power outage and I lost all the data. So, let's see how we have done. It's a third place finish, a little bit better than that supposedly last season was before the data breach. But have we won anything? Yes, we have a Carabao Cup win. Let's go. It is our first trophy. We battered Liverpool, beat Norwich there, beat Leeds, uh, quarterfinals, beat Bournemouth on penalties, beat Brighton in a very uneventful 1-0 double-legged, and then we battered them 4-0 in the finals. So that is one trophy for us. FA Cup third round, a little bit sad. The Europa League semi-final to Marseille. Marseille, who was a 3-1 defeat. It's a very close game. Their team, do I recognize Wahid, Luis Enrique? Um, I recognize the defender as well, the player of the match. He's a very good player. If we look at the heat map, a lot of heat. We moved around a lot. They were more defensive, or no, they were more in our box. Is that in our box? They were never. They were just playing across one. We were kind of, yeah. But it was not the best game for our striker. 6.2 average rating there, very bad. Um, but we have finished in third. 1 point behind Chelsea, FA Cup third round. We were up and down, up and down. Like we did not have a consistent season. So the fact that we finished in third with a kind of like we didn't lose a lot of games, but oh well, we lost 11 games, so we lost a lot of games, mostly away games. Bournemouth have been a kind of kryptonite. Beat us at home, we beat them away. No, we didn't beat them away. Um, we lost them twice. Man City deserved to win the title as they beat us twice as well, 6-1, which is a little bit embarrassing. 68 million in the bank, but the team looks good, and I think with a few little tweaks, I think this team could become a real big challenger. Um, so 19 goals from Emega, he's still up there. Maybe he could be scoring a little bit more. Not quite sure. If we look at injury list one, let's look at stats. Goals, Man City just were so good, but they overperformed actually by 29. That is absolutely insane. Non-expected penalties, we were up the top. Goals from corners, 20. That's a set piece right there. We set up shots for, yeah, allowed. Chelsea with 24 goals allowed only. Not a lot of goals uh, allowed. But salary per year, we're in 11th, so we're doing a lot better than our XD, what we expect. Games scored in a row 14, which is very crazy. Red cards are up there. Headers 1. We haven't been the best in headers, so gotta improve that. Average possession is also not the greatest, so let's see what we can do to strengthen this team. In my opinion, it's gonna be a little tough because this team is very good. But if we look, 32 goals from Mega, Queen with 25, Nelson Viper, who is out of contract. I don't know, should I let him go? Tough one, 18 goals, and he was in Fulham. He was at Fulham, so he scored actual goals in the Premier League. Um, Lazar with a good season, Eze with a good season. A lot of our players having good seasons. So I'm very happy. We do have quite a few players unhappy, so we need to clear out the books perhaps. We have a lot of players on loan who we're kind of not using. Where do we strengthen though? That is a difficult part to see. It's very hard to see where we can strengthen in this team. We do have a very solid team. I think a better player. Nelson is a great player, but we definitely need some improvements. We need better backups as well. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's start building.
Hey guys, we are back and we have made a very. Our biggest signing in this transfer window was this 19-year-old. What a player he is. He has just coming back from injury. I wonder if it was a major injury. Moderate, so he was out for 3 weeks. Not really sold anyone. Just people leaving on freeze. did sign free players. Morton Frendrup, who is a guy who can really strengthen our back team. Ivan Toney, good. Striker English. Louis Ferguson, another backup option. So I think the team has been improved. Um, we have played a few games in the Premier League. We have won both games. Only conceded one goal, but the tactic has changed. As you can see here, I went for a 4-1-3-1-1. Best 11 looks like this. I did change a lot of the instructions, but we'll see how things go. It's the same kind of tactic. It's narrow. We're trying to go in and cut inside. Kind of similar, basically. Very similar, but we have a good bench. If we look at our bench, we have Lazar, we have Aventoni, Nelson, Andre, Frendrup, Joe Gomez, Aze. We have so many good players on the bench, and I really hope that we can really propel ourselves into another trophy. We have won one trophy in 5 years. Hopefully, a second trophy can come this season, as we're predicted to finish seventh, which is good. It means we've strengthened the team. We're currently sat in third place. Let's see how the season goes. Well, guys, it's the final season of the Southampton rebuild. Let's see how we have done in the league. It's a fourth place finish. So close to the title. 6 points away. We did lose to Tottenham. We did lose to Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal. So yeah, we kind of deserve to be down there. We didn't really beat any of the teams above us in the league. So if we did, we would have won the league. But is there anything else? A semi-final and round 16. Well, it is a respectable finish, with Ivan Toney being the top scorer, Sugawara being the most assists of the league, and as you can see, we were flirting with first for a little bit, and then we fell back. A tough start at the beginning. I think we did a very good job rebuilding 155 million. Their financial situation is very good. They have a good team with the likes of the youngster that I bought in, 33 from Ivan Toney, very good. Cunha with 15, 14, 11 to 2 for Eze. What about Christian, the guy we bought in? He looks phenomenal. Such a good addition to the team. Emmanuel Umega, mostly coming off the bench, but a lot of good players in this team. So, yeah, very pleased with the result. It was very good indeed. We finished in third twice, and then we finished in sixth and fourth. And in the first season, we finished in 10th. So it has been a rise. We have been in European Championship. We have won one trophy, but I think that is very good for a team that is basically struggling heavily in the league and will probably get relegated. But let me know what you think in the comments and leave a like and subscribe.